Your greatest power lies in understanding these truths. You were born alone, and that solitude lies your unique strength. Right now, as you sit here, you possess something remarkable: the ability to create an extraordinary life on your own terms. When was the last time you truly listened to your own voice? Not the voice of your partner telling you what to do, not your family's expectations, not society's demands, just your own pure, unfiltered thoughts. Here's another question. How the most powerful moments of clarity come when you're completely alone. Those moments when your mind is clear, your spirit is calm, and you can finally hear your own wisdom. And the most important questions: what if being alone isn't a punishment, but rather the greatest gift you've been refusing to unwrap? Let me share something personal with you. 10 years ago, I found myself in a beautiful house with a seemingly perfect relationship, surrounded by all the trappings of what society calls success. Yet every morning I would wake up feeling empty, lost, and disconnected from my true purpose. And left gave me what I thought was my worst nightmare: complete solitude. My relationship ended. Friends drifted away. I was forced to face myself in the mirror alone with my thoughts, my fears, and my dreams. Those first few weeks were terrifying. The silence was deafening. But slowly, something magical began to happen. Without the constant noise of other people's opinions, I started hearing my own voice. Without the distraction of trying to please others, I rediscovered my genuine passions. This solitude, this beautiful, powerful solitude, wasn't a curse. You see, being alone doesn't mean being lonely. Being alone means having the freedom to build your life exactly as you envision it. It means waking up every morning and choosing your own path without compromising your dreams to fit someone else's reality. About a lion in the wild. The most powerful moments in its life happen in solitude. It hunts alone. It defines its territory alone. It doesn't need constant companionship to prove its worth or strength. You're no different. Your power, your purpose, your true potential, they're not hidden in relationships or connections with others. They're waiting to be discovered in moments of solitude, in the quiet spaces where you can finally hear your own heartbeat. This isn't about rejecting love or connection. This is about understanding that the most important relationship you ever have is with yourself. Everything else, every other relationship, every achievement, every moment of joy flows from that foundation. Today, right here, right now, I'm challenging you to see solitude differently. Not as something to fear, not as something to fill with noise and distraction, but as your pathway to power, purpose, and unshakable peace. Let me share with you how living alone can transform not just your life, but your very soul. Listen carefully. Society has sold you a beautiful lie. From childhood, they've told you stories about finding your other half as if you were somehow incomplete on your own. They've painted pictures of perfect partnerships, suggesting that true happiness only comes when you share your life with someone else. But I'm here to tell you something different, something real. Every day, millions of people rush into relationships, not because they want to, but because they're afraid. Afraid of what others might think. Afraid of being different. Afraid of facing themselves. They're running from the very thing that could make them strongest, their own company. Have you noticed how people react when you tell them you're happy being alone? They look at you with pity. They try to set you up on dates. They insist you just haven't found the right person yet. As if your choice to live independently somehow makes you broken or incomplete. But here's the truth: they don't want you to know love. Needing someone is not the same as choosing someone. When you can't be alone, you're not in a relationship, you're in a prison of your own making. Think about this. How many people do you know who jump from one relationship to another, never taking time to breathe, to grow, to understand themselves? They're like swimmers who never learn to float, always grabbing onto something or someone to stay afloat. Breaking free from this mindset requires courage. It demands that you stand firm when others question your choices. It means being strong enough to say, I choose to be alone because I value my growth, my peace, and my freedom. The difference between loneliness and solitude is like the difference between a prison cell and a sanctuary. Loneliness is a feeling of emptiness, of missing something. Solitude is a state of fullness, of being complete in yourself. When you begin to embrace solitude, something remarkable happens. You start noticing the subtle differences in your behavior. No more changing your opinions to please others. No more sacrificing your dreams for someone else's comfort. No more compromising your values for the sake of companionship. You begin to walk differently, talk differently. Your voice becomes clearer, stronger, more authentic. Why? Because you're no longer performing for an audience. The most respected leaders throughout history had one thing in common. They were comfortable standing alone. They didn't need constant validation. They didn't seek approval from others. They found their strength in solitude. The courage to stand alone isn't just about physical separation. It's about mental independence. It's about emotional self-reliance. It's about spiritual autonomy. When you develop these qualities, relationships become a choice, not a necessity. The great achievement in human history started with someone who was willing to stand alone. Every breakthrough, every innovation, every revolution began with an individual who dared to think independently, to act independently, to be independent. You're not meant to be half of anything. You're meant to be whole, complete, sufficient. The moment you truly understand this, the myth of companionship loses its power over you. You become free to choose, free to grow, free to be. When you spend time alone, something extraordinary starts happening. Your true voice emerges. Not the voice that answers, "I'm fine," when people ask how you are. Not the voice that agrees with others to keep peace, but your real, authentic voice that's been waiting to be heard. Let me tell you what happens in those quiet moments when you're truly alone. First, you might feel uncomfortable. The silence might seem too loud. Your thoughts might race. This is normal. This is the beginning of meeting yourself. The authentic voice has been there all along, buried under layers of other people's expectations. Think about it. How many times have you changed your opinion because someone else disagreed? How often have you dimmed your light to make others comfortable? In solitude, these masks fall away. Building mental strength through solitude is like building physical strength at the gym. The first few days are challenging. Your mind, like an untamed horse, will try to run in every direction. It will try to fill the silence with noise. The social media, TV, phone calls, anything to avoid being alone with your thoughts. But here's where the magic begins. As you stay with it, as you learn to sit comfortably in your own presence, your mental muscles grow stronger. You start noticing things about yourself that you never saw before. Maybe you realize you love early mornings when the world is still asleep. Maybe you discover you're more creative than you thought. Creating your own daily rhythms becomes possible only in solitude. No more adjusting your schedule to match someone else's. Want to eat dinner at midnight? Go ahead. Prefer to work in complete silence? That's your choice. These aren't just preferences, they're discoveries about who you truly are. This is the most powerful part of self-discovery through solitude is learning to trust your instincts. When you're constantly surrounded by others, their opinions can drown out your inner wisdom. But in solitude, you learn to hear and trust that quiet voice inside that always knows the right path. Think about how children learn to walk. They don't take classes. They don't read books about walking. They try, fall, get up, and try again. They trust their instincts. Somewhere along the way, we lost that trust in ourselves. Solitude helps us find it again. In the morning when you wake up alone, you have a choice. You can fill your day with distractions, or you can use this precious time to understand yourself better. What moves you? What angers you? What brings you peace? These answers only come when you're brave enough to be alone with your thoughts. Your mind is like a clear lake. When others are constantly throwing stones in it, their opinions, their judgments, their needs, the water stays disturbed. But in solitude, the water becomes still. And in that stillness, you can finally see to the bottom, to your true self. This journey of self-discovery isn't always comfortable. You'll face your fears. You'll confront your weaknesses. You'll meet parts of yourself you've been avoiding. But here's the beautiful truth. Every part of you, even the parts you think are broken or unlovable, makes you who you are. In solitude, you learn that your worth isn't measured by who loves you or who wants to be around you. Your worth is intrinsic. It's unchanging. It's completely independent of external validation. Just remember this, every great inventor, artist, and thinker throughout history had one thing in common. They weren't afraid to spend time alone with their thoughts. They knew that creativity and self-understanding bloom in solitude. You are your own best teacher. Your experiences, your intuition, your inner wisdom. These are your greatest guides. But you can only hear them clearly when you create space for solitude in your life. Your home isn't just a place to sleep. It's your sanctuary, your fortress of solitude, your personal kingdom. When you live alone, every corner of your space becomes a reflection of your soul, not a compromise between different tastes and needs. Look around your space right now. Every item you see, every color on the walls, every piece of furniture tells a story, your story. There's incredible power in that. No more keeping that painting in storage because someone else doesn't like it. No more changing your decorating style to match another person's preferences. This sanctuary becomes your personal power station. Want to turn your living room into a yoga studio? Do it. Dream of converting your spare room into a painting workshop. It's yours to create. The simple act of arranging your space exactly as you want it builds something crucial. It builds confidence in your choices. Living alone gives you the freedom to make uncompromised choices. Think about your morning routine. In shared spaces, it's a dance of compromise. Who uses the bathroom first? What time breakfast happens? How loud you can play your music? But in your sanctuary, you create the rules. Your routine becomes a sacred ritual that energizes you for the day ahead. The real gift of personal space is unlimited personal growth. Your home becomes your laboratory for self-improvement. Want to try meditation at 3 a.m.? Nobody's there to question your choices. Feel like rearranging furniture at midnight. The only permission you need is your own. When you control your space, you control your energy. There's no need to process other people's moods, deal with their clutter, or absorb their stress. Your space stays exactly as peaceful or as energetic as you need it to be. Building emotional independence starts with having a space that's completely yours. It's like having a greenhouse for your soul. You control the temperature, the amount of light, the nutrients. Everything in your environment nurtures your growth. Think about the power of silence when you need it. No television blaring when you're trying to think. No conversations you're forced to participate in when you need quiet. Your space becomes a cocoon where you can withdraw, recharge, and emerge stronger. Your personal space teaches you something valuable: boundaries. When every inch of your home is yours to control, you learn to set and maintain boundaries in other areas of your life. You learn that it's okay to protect your peace, to guard your energy, to choose what and who you allow into your space. This is about more than just physical space. It's about creating an environment that supports your dreams. Every object in your home either energizes you or drains you. When you live alone, you get to choose consciously and deliberately what stays and what goes. Something. Your space shapes your thoughts. Your thoughts shape your actions. Your actions shape your life. When you have complete control over your environment, you have the power to design not just your space, but your destiny. Live alone means every corner of your home can be dedicated to your growth. Your bookshelf holds only books that inspire you. Your walls display only art that moves you. Your kitchen contains only food that nourishes you. This isn't selfishness. It's self-respect. Time is the most precious currency you'll ever own. And living alone gives you complete control over how you spend it. Every minute, every hour becomes yours to invest exactly as you choose. Think about your average day. When you live alone, you don't waste time negotiating what to watch on TV. You don't spend hours in activities you don't enjoy just to please someone else. You don't adjust your schedule to match another person's rhythm. Just to freedom, the power to structure your day exactly as you choose. Want to wake up at 4 a.m. to write? The whole house is quiet, waiting for you. Prefer to cook your meals at midnight? Nobody's there to question your timing. Feel like taking a 3-hour bath or reading your favorite book? That's your choice to make. When you live alone, you can pursue your passions without restrictions. Maybe you've always wanted to learn piano. In your solo space, you can practice at any hour without worrying about disturbing anyone. Perhaps you're working on a business idea. Your entire living room can become your planning center, with vision boards and sticky notes covering every wall. Put in new skills. Becomes easier when you control your time. There's no need to find gaps in someone else's schedule. No need to explain why you're spending hours mastering a new hobby. Your time is truly yours to invest in your growth. Think about the power of creating meaningful personal rituals. Your morning routine can be as long or as short as you need. Your evening wind down can include exactly what helps you relax. These aren't just habits, they're statements of self-respect. Living alone teaches you something valuable about time management. You learn the difference between being busy and being productive. When every decision about how to spend time is yours alone, you become more conscious of your choices. Your schedule becomes a reflection of your true priorities. No more sitting through movies you don't enjoy. No more endless discussions about where to eat dinner. No more compromising your productive hours to match someone else's social calendar. This mastery over time extends to your social life too. When you live alone, you choose when to connect with others and when to recharge in solitude. Your social interactions become more meaningful because they're chosen, not obligatory. The best part, you learn to enjoy slow time. Those quiet moments between activities become precious instead of uncomfortable. You discover the joy of having nothing scheduled, nowhere to be, no one to entertain. These moments often bring the greatest clarity and creativity. Remember this, every minute you spend is an investment. When you live alone, you get to decide where to invest every single one of those minutes. This isn't about being selfish with your time. It's about being intentional with it. Your time becomes an expression of your values. If fitness matters to you, you can spend 2 hours at the gym without explaining yourself to anyone. If learning is your priority, your evenings can be dedicated to studying without interruption. Money flows differently when you walk this path alone. Every dollar you earn becomes a tool for your own growth, your own dreams, your own future. This isn't about being selfish. It's about being smart with your resources. When you live alone, your bank account becomes a pure reflection of your choices. No more splitting bills. No more compromising on financial goals. No more adjusting your spending to match someone else's lifestyle. Taking full control of your resources means every financial decision is yours to make. Want to save 7% of your income? You can do that. Feel like investing in an expensive course that will change your career? That's your choice. Need to buy that high-end equipment for your passion project? Nobody's there to question your priorities. Think about the peace that comes with this independence. No arguments about money. No guilt about personal purchases. No need to explain why you choose to live below your means while building your wealth. Your money becomes a pure tool for creating the life you envision. Building wealth on your terms happens faster when you're solo. Why? Because you're not balancing different financial philosophies. Your budget reflects your values, your goals, your future, nothing else. You can be as aggressive or as conservative with your investments as you choose. Freedom from shared financial burdens brings clarity to your decisions. Every purchase, every investment, every saving goal aligns perfectly with your vision. No more compromising on your financial principles. No more adjusting your money habits to match someone else's spending pattern. Investment in personal development becomes your priority. Maybe you want to attend 3 international conferences this year, or buy every book that catches your interest, or hire the best mentor in your field. Living alone means these investments in yourself Don't need anyone else's approval. Your financial choices become streamlined. One person's groceries, one person's utilities, one person's entertainment budget. This simplicity helps you see exactly where your money goes and adjust your habits with precision. Remember this. Financial independence isn't just about having money. It's about having complete control over how you use it. When you live alone, this control becomes absolute. Your money serves your dreams, your goals, your future. Think about the power of saying yes to opportunities without consulting anyone. A last-minute ticket to a business seminar. You can book it instantly. A chance to invest in a promising venture. The decision is yours alone. This speed and freedom in financial decisions can open doors that might otherwise stay closed. This isn't about hoarding wealth. It's about creating a foundation for your boldest dreams. Every dollar you save, invest, or spend moves you closer to your vision of an ideal life. No compromises, no explanations, no limits except those you choose to set. In solitude, your spirit finds its true voice. Your emotions become clearer, purer, more authentically yours. This is where the deepest growth happens. In those quiet moments when you're completely honest with yourself. Your understanding of yourself reaches new depths when you live alone. No one's around to distract you from your thoughts, your feelings, your inner voice. At first, this might feel overwhelming. You might notice emotions you've been avoiding, thoughts you've been pushing away. But here's the brutal truth. Solitude builds inner strength like nothing else can. It's like building an emotional muscle. Each time you sit with difficult feelings without running to others for comfort, you grow stronger. Each time you solve a problem using your own wisdom, your confidence grows. Creating personal spiritual practices becomes natural. When you live alone, your home becomes your temple, your meditation space, your place of prayer or reflection. You don't need to match your spiritual rhythm to anyone else's. Your connection to the divine, however you understand it, becomes purely yours. Think about emotional self-sufficiency. When you live alone, you learn to comfort yourself during tough times. You develop your own ways to celebrate victories. You become your own best friend, your own counselor, your own cheerleader. This isn't loneliness. It's emotional independence. Your feelings become clearer because they're truly yours. Living with others can sometimes make it hard to distinguish your emotions from theirs. Are you really angry or are you absorbing someone else's frustration? In solitude, your emotional landscape becomes crystal clear. The silence of living alone creates space for deep thinking. Questions you've been avoiding about your life, your purpose, your dreams, they finally have room to surface. And in that same silence, answers begin to emerge. Not answers from books or other people, but answers from your own wisdom. You start noticing patterns in your emotional life. Without the distraction of managing relationships at home, you see clearly what triggers you, what brings you joy, what drains your energy. This understanding becomes your power. You can shape your life around what truly serves your emotional well-being. A spiritual journey takes whatever form feels authentic to you. Maybe it's traditional prayer. Maybe it's morning meditation. Maybe it's evening journaling. The beauty is you get to choose and change these practices as you grow. Remember this. Emotional growth isn't always comfortable, but in solitude you can move through it at your own pace. No need to pretend you're fine when you're not. No need to rush through grief or sadness. Your healing happens on your timeline. Living alone teaches you the most important relationship skill, being comfortable with yourself. When you can sit peacefully in your own company, when you can face your thoughts without flinching, when you can hold space for your own emotions, and the moment has come to take charge of your solo journey. Your path of independence stands before you, clear, powerful, and waiting for your first step. Your solo journey isn't a backup plan. It's your primary path to greatness. Every second you spend worrying about being alone is a second stolen from your growth, your purpose, your power. Starting today, that changes the exact steps to embrace your solo life with confidence. First, claim your space. Whether it's a full house or a small room, make it completely yours. Remove anything that doesn't reflect your soul. Add things that energize your spirit. Your space should scream your name the moment someone walks in. Session, create your morning ritual. This is non-negotiable. The first hour of your day sets the tone for everything that follows. Make it sacred. Make it yours. Whether it's exercise, reading, prayer, or pure silence, guard this time with your life. Third, build your support system. Yes, you're choosing to live alone, but you're not choosing isolation. Find people who respect your independence. Connect with others who understand your choice. Create friendships that support your growth without demanding your energy. Fourth, write your personal mission statement. Not what others expect from you, what you expect from yourself. What mark do you want to leave on this world? What mountains do you want to climb? Write it down. Read it daily. Let it guide every decision you make. Remember this truth. Your life has become a blank canvas. Every choice, every decision, every move you make creates the masterpiece that is your future. No one else holds the brush. No one else chooses the colors. This is your art to create. Stop waiting for permission to live fully. Stop looking for approval to be alone. Stop apologizing for choosing independence. Your time is now. Let others question your choice. Let them wonder why you're so comfortable in your solitude. Let them talk about how different you are. Their words are just background noise to the symphony you're creating. Don't take pride in your solo meals. Find joy in your quiet evenings. Celebrate your unshared victories. These moments aren't less meaningful because you experience them alone. They're more meaningful because they're completely yours. Your greatest adventures await in solitude. Your biggest breakthroughs will come in quiet moments. Your most powerful revelations will arrive when you're alone with your thoughts. The world needs what only you can give. Not you shaped by relationships. Not you molded by others' expectations. Just you, pure, powerful, independent you. Stand up, step forward. Embrace your solo journey. Your future's waiting, and it's more beautiful than any relationship could ever be.